Tighter restrictive measures for Abaco. Senators urge the public to take the vaccine, and employees from the Children's Emergency Hospital have their day in court. Good evening, everyone. I'm Leah Cooper with your JCN News for this Thursday, February 25th. Due to a slight increase in COVID cases on the island of Abaco, an 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew will be enforced on that island in the coming days. This coming from Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis. Here's Laurencia Smith with the report.
As of Sunday, Abaconians can see an adjustment in their curfew as health officials are concerned about the increase of COVID-19 cases on that island. This coming from Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Dr. Hubert Minnis during a sideline interview at the grand opening of the Edens Farm, a hydroponic facility.
The medical team has already mobilized and made all the necessary adjustments. And their recommendation is that at this particular point in time, we should place Abaco's curfew should be readjusted from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. And we intend to make that adjustment 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. on Sunday. That would give them time to make the necessary adjustment. And all individuals leaving Abaco mainland to any of the other mainland of the Bahamas would have to get a not a rapid test, a PCR test done. And this would be done for about 2 weeks.
Based on the data provided by health officials, Abaco recorded more than 20 cases this month alone. That island accounts for 240 of the country's 8,496 cases. When asked which settlements are seeing a rise in numbers, Dr. Minnis says this.
At this point in time, we notice it's confined to Marsh Harbor and the northern parts of Abaco. The central part is not affected, but I want to reassure the Bahamian populace that there's not an outbreak in Abaco. We're taking strict precautions because of the increase. We do not want it to go any further. And we've used this method in the past, and it's worked, and we will use the method again. Now, individuals may be concerned about the curfew, but it's for the welfare of the Bahamian populace.
Dr. Minnis did confirm that the COVID-19 vaccine has not arrived in country as yet. He says that the country will know once it lands, while adding this.
We will organize for the police or defense force to escort the vaccine to its proper final location, and we will arrange for 24-hour security by the Defense Force.
Once again, the Prime Minister encourages Bahamians to take the COVID-19 vaccine as the country continues its fight against the virus, which has affected more than 8,000 Bahamians and claimed the lives of 179. I'm Laurencia Smith for JCN News.
Former Prime Minister and former leader of the Free National Movement, Hubert Ingram, is in hospital, having been admitted to Doctors Hospital following complications from the COVID-19 virus. Mr. Ingram, who's 74 years old, is recovering with treatment, according to former Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands. Dr. Sands telling a local daily that Mr. Ingram was admitted to hospital on Tuesday after his symptoms of COVID-19 worsened. He was confirmed to have a virus a little over a week ago. Dr. Sands, who is one of Mr. Ingram's physicians, says that he is in a critical care area at Doctors Hospital and recovering with treatment. Senators urging Bahamians and residents to consider taking the COVID-19 vaccine as it makes its way to our shores. Now, there has been loads of conspiracy theories concerning the vaccine circulating on social media. In fact, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis this past Sunday urged the public to ignore fake news about the vaccine, adding that the failure to take the vaccine could cost you your life.
The fact of the matter, Bahamians, is that the COVID-19 virus is potentially, as we all know, a deadly virus. As we all know, Bahamians, the people who are most at risk should they catch COVID-19 are the obese, persons who suffer from cardiovascular disease, persons who suffer from respiratory disease, and persons who suffer from diabetes. Sadly, in the Bahamas, many of our people, I believe we are statistically the 5th fattest nation in the world. Let's just keep it real.
It's the truth.
We are statistically, if not the 3rd, the 5th fattest nation in the world. And based on a quick research, it is clearly indicated that people with a history of severe allergic reaction to the components of vaccines should not take it.
Now, earlier this month, the government announced that it has received formal notification from COVAX of the estimated COVID-19 vaccine dose allocation for the first phase of delivery to the Bahamas. COVAX, a coalition led by the World Health Organization and Gavi Vaccine Alliance, informed Bahamian health authorities that the Bahamas could receive 100,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine starting the second half of February through the second quarter of this year.
We on this side support 100% the vaccination protocols that are essential in order for us to save lives and to prevent the clutter and the overcapacitation of our hospital system. So we do support it.
Senators also debated and passed a bill for an act to provide for the sustainable use of biological resources and traditional knowledge bill in the upper chamber this morning. This bill seeks to establish a regulatory permitting and revenue sharing regime with companies seeking to research and exploit the nation's marine genetic resources. Leading off debate was Leader of Government Business in the Senate, Attorney General Carl Bethel, who says the bill is long in coming, adding that the creation of the bill has been a labor of long standing and is critically important.
Critically important because, Madam President, they speak about the being woke. The Bahamian people are now woke to the issue of the sustainable exploitation or use of the natural resources of the Bahamas. And not only sustainable, but equitable and fair exploitation of resources. That the natural resources of the Bahamas, though license may be given to this one or license may be given to that one, nonetheless, some portion of that must come back to the Bahamian people, because we are appointed by the Lord by our placement here as the guardians of this nation and its resources.
Senator Bethel contends with an abundance of resources, particularly resources that are crucial to cancer research as well as uses for cosmetics. The Bahamas has seen resources exploited. This is why he says for years the country has had aggressive laws in place, and that the whole point of the bill is to have those laws in place that can help to sustain, renew, and protect marine life.
Going forward, there will not be any license issued to do biological prospecting and research unless there is in place an asset, a benefit sharing agreement pursuant to the provisions of the Nagoya Protocol, which is signed in Nagoya, Japan. It also means that before such an agreement can be signed by the competent authority, and I'll come to who the competent authority is. There ain't no man. I know that the greatest idea is man. It's the Ministry of Environment that is the competent authority, not the minister. Before the ministry can sign, and before any application can be approved, the applicant must satisfy the standard of prior informed consent.
Senator Bethel adds that there must be full, frank, and total disclosure of everything to do with that application. The senator notes that no licenses will be given to do prospecting and research unless there is a benefit sharing agreement. He adds that the bill is the first step, but a big one. Senator Renard Henfield seconded the bill and says while the process has begun, he says emphasis must be placed on regulation and enforcement. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.